Well, so let's we're going to switch gears just a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about the training that happened. We've just got a few more minutes here, about 20 minutes left for the health coach training. So I want to talk about the training on Tuesday, the next health games that are coming up on the starting Monday, and just what it means, what invitation means. When you invite somebody, you're inviting somebody to potentially change their life. Like really, everybody here was invited by somebody. And so who is it that's just waiting to be invited by you? And so join our team and invite somebody to join. The month of January, people are looking. I heard a lady just today, she said she's done these health challenges. Well, they call them health challenges, but really they're weight loss challenges, and she's done them through work. And basically they would say, okay, over the next 2 months, who can lose the most weight? And they all put money in, and that was their health challenge, right? And there was no education, there was no advice on what to do. And so she saw the health games, and she's like, what? That's unbelievably great. Like, you actually learn stuff, like really good, healthy stuff. And so we may have taken it for granted what's there. This new health games, they've been doing a ton of work, because this is like January is the big reveal. So we have a bunch of new tools and ways to track things and all this stuff. So it's going to be a great challenge. So I want to encourage you guys to invite somebody and make sure you jump in it yourself. And it's definitely a pretty great opportunity. So we have 6 days till we start, and then you'll have 2 weeks after the start for late registration, and the points will be prorated, but your 6% weight loss is still going to be 6% no matter when you start. Anybody have any questions about the health games? Hi, Jeannie.
Hi. How do we get people to stop signing up and not participating? Do people just say they will sign up to get the requester off their back?
Well, we could throw them in jail. They have a health jail where we force them to do healthy things, but I haven't got that one worked out yet. I guess the key to it is it's all in the invitation. It's kind of like when I've asked people, so do you want to get healthy? Well, if you think about what that is, why would anybody ever say no to that? But people say no all the time because it seems like a lot of work. And so it's trying to express it in a way that they find a value in. Because if I said, hey, have you ever gotten paid to drink water? Well, who's going to say yes to that? No. No, I've not. Have you ever been paid to go for a walk or to get a proper amount of sleep? Have you ever gotten points for those kinds of things? No. What would it be like if you actually were involved in a game that you could win money and you got points for doing those simple kind of things? Does that sound interesting? And so if you were able to present it in a way where it creates some sort of value or some intrigue, I think that might be a better way of getting people that sign up to actually participate. But quite frankly, there's a lot of people that will go to a gym, pay money for a gym membership, and never show up. They call it the gym tithe, and they just take it out of their monthly, checking account, and they never actually do anything because it's easy to do a membership and it's easy to join a challenge, but it's the behaviors that are a challenge. And if it's not fun, you're not going to do it. So basically my answer to you is that I don't know, unless there's a value in doing it, people probably won't. So you can come alongside them. Yeah. Working on your invitation. And then when you look on the team and you see somebody you invited that has 0 points, call them. Say, hey, because maybe they're just stuck and they're afraid of technology. I don't know. maybe they forgot because they're so unhealthy. They just forgot that they joined a health challenge. You know, you never know what it is, but I try to reach out to everybody that joins my team and talk to them at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end. And it's fun, but it takes a lot of intention, of following up with those people. But I don't know, it's a lot of fun. So, Gigi.
Thanks.
I was going to say, I've done that in past challenges, called people that I invited that aren't getting their points. And a couple, it's been, they didn't know they could put the app on the phone. So helping them get the app on the phone helps. Or I'll say, are you kidding me? Go get your phone. Sign, you don't even have to re-sign in. Now go say that you drank your water if you drank your water today. It's that easy. So sometimes it's just boosting them into that and letting them see how easy it really is.
Getting some momentum. The mobile app has been rewritten and is in the final stages of approval from the iTunes store. So literally, they've done a ton. They've kind of reworked. I don't know if you saw the login screen if you logged in today, but it's all different. Did you know that like $2 of every entry goes to feed hungry children? I don't know if you realize that. They've given away $100,000 towards hungry children and since we started the challenges, and they've never told us. This is something they were doing because they're awesome. Well, now they're actually telling us some of these cool things. So it's a really cool company to get behind and to be to partner with, I should say, not necessarily to get behind, but to partner with. And lastly, I wanted just to talk with you guys a little bit about the Wellbeing Assessment. And some of you guys did the Wellbeing Assessment. We're at the training on Saturday. And is there anybody here that has not personally taken someone through the Wellbeing Assessment? Nobody. Awesome. Okay. So let's practice that. And I talked about this in the training on Saturday. There's two ways. There's a bunch of things that happen prior to the assessment, to that conversation. And it's building relationships and it's getting to know people and all this kind of things. And so if somebody has told you they need help, well, then you say, well, what kind of, whatever. How did you lose weight? I want to lose weight, whatever. I want to run fast. I want to jump high. Then obviously that's easy to say, well, let's go through an interview and let me figure out what you're looking for and see if I can help you. Easy. But what if there's someone in your life that you want to help that hasn't asked for it? Right? So the best terminology I have for that is you ask them if they can help you. Right? So Mary, for example, let's say Mary's a cousin of mine or an aunt, and she's clearly overweight and she just has a hard time. She's diabetic. And so I would say, hey, Mary, you probably noticed that I'm working on some healthy things lately. And one of those things is I've actually decided to get trained and certified as a health coach. And so I'm wondering if you would help me with my interview process. It's called a well-being interview, and it's just a fun little interview where we get to learn some stuff about you, and I'd be able to come up with a strategy. And if that's something that you would help me out with, I sure could use it. Would you be willing?
I guess. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And so
absolutely.
Yeah. And so if you have somebody in your family that you really care about, but that hasn't asked for help, you might try asking them if they'll help you. And then one caveat to that is when you're done with your interview and you've you've recited back to them their story and then talked about how the solution, what you would recommend as a solution, don't ask them if they'd like to sign up. Because you ask them to help you with your training, and then you're saying, why don't you become my client? Now, if they say that they are interested, I mean, at the end of that interview, I might say, so now that you know a little bit about what we do, first of all, thank you for helping me with my training. And second of all, now you know a ton. I know a ton about you, but you know a little bit about what I'm doing. So I would ask if somebody else comes to mind that you know of that might be interested, either they can help me with another interview, or maybe that I could actually coach them. I just appreciate it if you'd let me know, and thank you so much. Now follow up in a couple days. And, because you know a ton about them. They just told you everything that wasn't good and how it could be better. And so you have all this insight. So care for them, follow up, stay in connection with them. The likelihood that they'll want when they're ready that they choose you is pretty good, right? And at least they can, hopefully they'll be encouraged. So if somebody's asked for help or been inspired and said they want to know more, that's an easy transition. If you have people that haven't asked for help, you might try the strategy as asking them for some help and then going through the interview with them. Any questions about that and how that looks? Does that feel weird? Does that feel inauthentic in any way? Love some feedback from you guys.
I just love that suggestion, Craig, because so often I think we want to help people, but we don't know how. And I love the idea of just asking them for help. So I think that's a great suggestion. And the other thing that came to mind is, I don't know, I'm trying to think of when the last time might have been that we did one of those interviews, just as an example. I think that might be helpful because I know I've done it, but every time I see somebody in real time do it, it's like you pick up different terminology or different ways of saying things, and you think, oh man, yeah, I could tweak this here or there, and that'd be really helpful. So
okay, I agree. So next week, we'll make sure we finish up our lesson because it's a shorter lesson, and right at 7, we'll do an interview from 7 to 7:30. And so I would like to do is I will showcase how to get it started and how to go through one section, but then I'd like somebody to either interview me or somebody to interview somebody else for the second section, and then somebody else to do the third section. So one will take healthy body, one will take healthy mind, one will take healthy finances, and let's do a little bit of real time. Actually, here's a really cool deal. I've got a new feature on Zoom. And oh man, we're going to do this next week. So good. So I'm going to do I know I get so excited. I'm going to blow up. We have this thing called breakout sessions. And actually, I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. Manually create breakout session 2, assign. I'm going to assign you all to go into breakout session number 2. Ready? Here you go.
You're muted, Craig.
Muted. How about that? So what we can do next week is that I will start and do an example, and then we can send you off 2 by 2 to do the interview one-on-one with yourselves, and then we'll pull you guys all back and then talk about how it went. How's that sound? Does that sound fun? That way everybody will get to see an example, and then we'll get to actually practice it ourselves. And sort of what we did on Saturday, but it's this will be a little bit more focused time. So we'll do that next week. And if we get done with the Habits of Health lesson a little bit early, we'll be able to pop over into doing the interview thing. Because I want you guys to get really good at doing an interview and making sure that you make it fun. Like I told people before, if it's not fun, you're doing it wrong. If you make health a chore, man, what's your deal? Get over your bad self. Let's make it fun and we'll do it. So any questions or clarifications for next week or anything else you'd like to add before we sign off? Come on, you guys, you're too quiet. Linda, Maureen, Jim, you've been awfully quiet this evening. Maureen, yes, you were going to say something. Unmute. You did it.
Hello. I just had one quick thing. Hi. I know last Tuesday there were a couple ladies that were going to do the recipes. Do you remember that, Craig?
Yeah, Stephanie and Gigi. That's my mom and Gigi.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. We are going to do those. They are queuing up.
Or is that going to be on that new website you mentioned?
On my website. I probably will start listing some of those there, but we're going to actually showcase those during the huddle. They're just trying to get enough sort of in the queue so we don't run out, and then we're going to start those in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
We plan to start the videos in February.
February. Great. So yeah, so we'll start them. They'll probably be sort of at the beginning of the call. We'll do the 5-minute thing, then we'll take a little Q&A, and then we'll go into our healthy huddle topic, whatever we're going to do then. So, all right, guys.
Okay, great.
We'll see you all next week. And very last thing here.